What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Word here with a video, and we've got Fireball Rockaloons once again. Honestly, it's just my favorite army, and it's what I've been doing the best with, so it's just kind of fun. I just got this Grand Dwarf Warden skin. Let's take a peek at that real quick. I think it looks pretty sick. I don't have that many skins, but I do have a couple, and yeah, you love to see it. Obviously, you can tell I got a couple gems, and I got plenty of stuff to keep going for gems, so I can get some skins because of just the gems that I get from being maxed and not having anything to do. But back to the video, we did get another 320 today, as well as yesterday. Unfortunately, we're poised for another +0, but we reset in the top 100 yesterday and the top 200 today, so obviously defenses are going to be tough. But we are on now a 40 triple streak, as you see on your screen right now. So obviously, we've been playing pretty well offensively. We're going to hopefully keep that up for the final 13 days of the season. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy watching this video, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about it. And yeah, I'll see you all after the attacks. Okay, first one, Hunter here from Dark Team CWL, making sure we got everything set. I think so, but we'll check for a flinger. I see maybe some value on the top side, getting 2 ricochet cannons potentially. Bottom side's got ground exposed, so no. Don't like seeing the hook tower, though. That's definitely a little scary. This base looks a little tough for Fireball, I'm not going to lie to you, but I think we can make this work. With the hook tower there, yeah, I just got a Sui there. Okay, I see a plan. It's going to involve a little bit of a Warden Walk, though. If I can Warden Walk this 9 o'clock side, I think if I Fireball the Expo, I'd be happy with that value. Maybe I go for the Scatter Shot, but I think the Expo is fine. I can try and Sui directly into the Town Hall, get pulled by the hook tower would be nice, and then kind of push through this section through the right, and then I can get my Royal Champion from the top side and get some nice value. So that's kind of the plan right here. I should be good once I'm even right here. There's an Invis. Should be a nice quick Fireball. Okay, beautiful. Nice Quakes right there, gets down the Ricochet Cannon. Maybe I should have just used 1 Quake, and then I could use a Rockaloon on the Ricochet Cannon. I could have done that. But yeah, right here we're going to go in. Definitely got to go with the Siege Barracks because I got to set a big funnel to get my Sui definitely in. They cannot go anywhere but this Town Hall, otherwise I'll be in trouble. But now that that's funneling, there's the King's in. I'm going to try and wall break right here. Okay, that's an interesting spot for the wall break. Yeah, I didn't like that. Okay, I actually got an Invis right here. I think my Queen's being targeted. Couldn't tell. Bugger's targeted now. That wall actually gets open, which is nice. I gotta open up or force my King into the core right here, so I'm trying my best to do such. Gonna Invis everything but the King. Okay, nice. King looks like it's about to get targeted. I think it is. Okay, Bugger goes first. Actually, just gonna pop the King ability right here. It'll open up the core, and we take down the hook tower, so not too bad. Now we walk around this base. We should be looking pretty good. Yetis are with, so that's pretty good. Queen's doing her thing right there. Okay, at this point, I'm saving the Royal Champion for this back end. Now I'll go in with her. The King's tanking everything that needs to be tanked. And there's kind of a heavy section around this corner. But I'll just let my, whatever it's called, go in and do some work right here. The Druids on the Royal Champion. There's a Headhunter. I'll let the Skeleton spell do work over there. So Queen's going to the core, which is a little unfortunate because that's the real Queen. Hopefully she doesn't die this Minion Prince. She shouldn't. Okay, she did. Interesting. But we still got a lot left right here for not a lot of base. There's just kind of this Archer Tower section. Actually going to even Invis the Royal Champion, make sure I stay alive through this. And yeah, we get the 3-star. So a little bit of a tough base for sure, but we do well against the hook tower here, just making sure we Sui into it. I had to use a bunch of Invis to make sure my Queen or Warden didn't get pulled in. But look at that. We swagged 3 spells, which is always a decent attack. And King ability was manually open to target the hook tower and open it up for me. But yeah, nice triple, and let's get in the next one. Okay, too sad for you. We're in this one. This clan is pretty popular, 2 and 4. It's like too late for Shine, too late for... It's a big group of clans. And on this one, where's that Barbarian King? Okay, I think that'll stop me from getting the multi. So all I can get is the Scatter. Might be decent value, though. I'm not so sure. I don't think so. Don't think I'll take it. Actually, I'll go 12 o'clock, get a Rico and a Multi-Inferno. I like that. And what I'll do is set up a Flinger on this, or Warden this left side. Yeah, I'll do that right here. Just sometimes I like to make sure there's no red mines in this corner, because sometimes they chuck them all in a corner. But yeah, we're going to enter right here, try and fireball this Rage Tower. Should be pretty easy. Taking this Mortar to be certain. But yeah, hopefully there's nothing right here. There might be. I'm going to get the Flinger in right there. And I'll be ready to take out the Mortar. Okay, yeah, I was wondering if the Burn would take it down. It definitely won't, so I'll just take it down. Okay, never mind, not yet. Now, oh, Tesla's still up. That's bad. That's a lot of Rockaloons invested. More than I wanted to use right here, but we'll get decent value, so it might be worth it. Okay, there's the Invis. I'm going to go with 3 to be certain. I don't even think I hit the multi-arch, so kind of a wasted invis, that third one for sure. I didn't think I needed it, and I didn't, but I always rather be safe than sorry. Turns out I didn't even become safe, but the only risk with doing what I'm doing right now is if the flinger pops, it pulls the warden, which is always unfortunate. So we will be doing that, which sucks because, yeah, now my warden eventually, once this flinger pops, will get distracted by that. So we don't like that, but I'll try my best to push him into the core after this 1 gold storage, and hopefully that'll work for me and work out pretty nicely. Gonna funnel this out. Okay, never mind, but now I can go take that down. No questions. We should be, moving in right there. There is the, what do I get, a furnace out of here? Okay, classic furnace. If it was rocket loons, those are always really tough. Maybe headhunters sometimes are tough. But yeah, the classic CC, not too bad. So we go in right there. Going to go with a headhunter for the minion prince on this freeze. Dang. Not freezing the gear tower is a little unfortunate, but it's okay. Probably going to lose the thing right here, which, as I said, is a little tough because I will be kind of pulling my warden now. Okay, he actually didn't get pulled by the Yetis, which is kind of crazy. And he hasn't been pulled by the heroes, and he shouldn't, which is actually really nice. So they should continue walking. There's a really nice ability, actually, to open up for my queen. More of this base. And then I'll go in with the skeleton spell right here to kind of support. Okay, the queen is right there. Interesting right here. I did not want the queen to join in, but it is what it is. Okay, there's the queen ability now. RC's continuing to work. There's 2 headhunters to help out with the king. They both die instantly, so I'm going to invis her. I don't want her going down to that. There's a freeze on the Crusher Mortar. It's kind of the only big defense left. Now I'll use the RC ability to get through these heavy defenses quicker. I'll rage the queen just to be sure, but I don't think I needed that rage. And yeah, we get the 3 stars, so not too bad of an attack. Not the most clean, but definitely did the job. Pretty overkill. So yeah, nice 3-star. And let's continue going in the day. Hopefully stay very disciplined and not make any fatal mistakes like missing an invis like I just did. Don't want any kind of big threats. So nice triple, and let's keep it going. All right, Psycho Noob, we got a huge rage base. The kind of the biggest takeaway, I'd say, for when you're on a big streak like I'm on right now is to take everything one hit at a time. Obviously it's hard not to think about the streak, but you gotta, as much as you can, focus on the fact that each attack's a new attack, and you got to do the right things to make sure that, you get the 3-star, and don't really worry about the entire kind of facade of this huge streak you're on or anything. So what I like to do against this base, and I'll do it once more because it always works for me, is trying to take out this Royal Champion. I pull her outside the base, use a Baby Dragon and a Headhunter. That gets her down every time. And this one has another mortar, so I'll go take it down just to be sure. But I get the multi-arch and the Ricochet Cannon before the Expos shoot me. Nothing insane, but I always take that value. And looking at this one, I actually was looking at fireballing this Scatter Shot. I'm not sure. We'll see kind of where my warden ends up. But if I go for the Air Defense and Expo, I think that's what I want to get. It does provide some pretty good value. And if I'm zooming out here, he'll go to the Scatter Shot before the Wizard Tower. So I don't need to worry about the bottom side, just kind of everything that's right here. So it might even just be a double invis, to be honest with you, because I can hit those 4 buildings, hit those 2 buildings. And nice, there's a really good fireball into the core. I knew we were going to be hitting the... Nice, we actually split the Gear Tower and the Multi-Arch. Perfect. I wasn't sure if the Gear Tower was weak enough for one invis, or one Quake spell. I always forget what it takes. So I waited to be sure. It only needed 1 right there because how weak it was, I could just tell. And got it and risked the Multi-Arch Tower next to Town Hall. So that's really beautiful. Honestly, my Warden going to this right side's perfect, so I'm going to let him continue. And I'd use my patented trick. I was going to say I have 2 Baby Dragons. Don't have that, so going to go with 2 Rocket Loons and the Baby Dragon right here to pull him. Didn't get the storage down, but that's okay. I always rather be safe than sorry with this pull. This is looking like a beautiful flinger at this point. It's going crazy, so probably going to rage at my Sui because, yeah, the flinger is going crazy, the Warden's going crazy. If I can burst through these heroes, going to have no problem. Got to be careful on this Multi-Archer Tower and Expo, so, yeah, definitely doing a couple things to be safe right there. Probably going to pop the King ability because I wasn't going to get much further, and I needed to make sure my Warden stays alive. So there's a couple things. Like right here, I got the Druids. If my Queen auto abilities or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same. So don't need to focus on her. Okay, I was unsure about that Skeleton spell. I think that was solid value. Probably could have waited for the mono. That would also be good value, but don't mind what I ended up doing right there. Queen, yeah, goes to ability, as I said, but if it was auto ability or that, it doesn't really matter, so don't need to pay attention to her. You got to keep your Warden alive, so yeah, it's obviously like you get your Sui down, but then once that's down, you pay attention to your Warden because nothing else really matters. And at this point, I could just easily go with the Royal Champion and triple, but we want to go for a little bit of swag if we can, so Queen's going crazy right there. I'm going to invis just to be certain we get that compartment down. And yeah, there's nothing left on the base, so this one's going to be a really nice 3-star swagging the world champion. Always nice, especially this base is super common, but I wouldn't say I do the same approach every time because sometimes they bait the flinger, and I don't always fireball like that. So I think that was actually a really good approach, and I'll do that again if I find that base. So that was a nice 3-star, and let's get in the next. One at a time here, people. All right, next attack is a Crusher Mortar base. A lot of value on that right side, not going to lie. But also, this core's got some multis and a clan castle, a little hard to get to. A lot of value on these outsides. I might just set up a flinger for like the Rico and multi-arch. That's some pretty good value. I think that's what I might do right here, because actually getting into all this value is really hard to access. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do right here is I'll snipe down the mortar. I saw the range of that Expo. I should check the multi-arch, though. I didn't check that range. But that should be good. Nice. That should go to the Ricochet Cannon easily. I want to fireball this mortar, so I got to find the best way to do that. I think what I'm going to do is actually walk this section just to make it certain of where I'm going to be fireballing. But as long as the Teslas don't show up right here, it'll be a double invis. I was trying to plan a double invis, wasn't sure if I could find it. And then I like this approach right here. So nice 2 invis right there, or 2 quakes. Takes down a lot of value. Warden's walking away from the flinger, which is just perfect as well. This will set a nice funnel for my heroes to come in right here behind this left side fire spitter. Warden's behind the right side fire spitter, and we're just avoiding both of them right here, which is really nice, avoiding a kind of key defense. My Warden might turn into the Town Hall. I'm not actually certain. I could see that happening right here, especially with these archers. Yeah, he does. Okay, so he's going to go get the Town Hall. Going to poison the Furnace. This tells me Ice Golems are the last thing in there, since they didn't come out yet to this air damage. So I'm comfortable sending a couple into the Town Hall to help divvy up its damage, tank for stuff. I'm not going to pull anything else, and I'm not worried about that. So nice. The Warden does really well right here. He's pretty far in the core, though. I don't like how far he is in the core, especially if he does go in. I don't want him to get tanked by this queen. So he's going to be in some pretty big trouble right here. I got to pay attention to him. Okay, that was actually really nice what I just did right there. I invis the Warden to try and not go for the queen, but what ended up happening was it made the Ice Golems go towards my Sui, which is even better. So that was a really nice touch right there. I got to probably try to add that to my game. To move the Ice Golems away, because Ice Golems are in almost every clan castle, but yeah, right here you see a little interesting. Warden's going to the core. I just am careful right now. I would like to go with the World Champion up top and get her to kind of walk the backside of these buildings, but I'm just not so sure yet that that's the best idea, so I was holding her. Now I am, because otherwise my Warden would be into a lot of damage, but he's joined in with the World Champion, which isn't usually ideal, but we'll take it. Right here I'm going to funnel those in, and yeah, the World Champion's still doing really, really well right here. Queen still got her ability, and that's probably going to go crazy for me. I'm still holding on to the World Champion ability. Now I'll pop it, keep me out of range, and in a great spot right here. Queen ability, since the Minion Prince was direct targeting me. And yeah, that'll go get that right here. There's just not a lot of base left. Once again, this seems to happen every attack. I'm like talking, and then there's no base left. So this attack wraps up really quickly. You see the World Champion getting some nice value there, walking for a bit before popping her ability. I just think the Minion Prince ability is really good, but you have to line it up, which means you have to sometimes approach from a certain angle to get it angled the right way, and it just forces you to hit the right shot and be angled the right way, where the World Champion, you know if you pop the spears, it's shooting from where she is. So a little more predictable, nice 3-star, and let's get in the next one. Okay, facing Gaza right here. Double rage base is always nice to see, but we got to break it down and find what is the best case scenario here. So the Town Hall on the left is pretty isolated. I think my Warden going down to the right side would be really tough, but I don't really want him to go to this Town Hall either. What do I want to do here? I could go, this is interesting, but I think I'm going to go for a super long Warden charge on the Town Hall. Definitely interesting. Don't do this often, but yeah, this is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to snipe this down to funnel him in. Don't want to put too many down that it pulls him. Now I'll go with the next two. And we should get the air defense as well. Yeah, look at those rocket loons getting 2 defenses down. Wow, insane value. So Warden's in right here. And what I wanted to do this for was, I'll probably pull the clan castle, so I'm not trying to fireball the clan castle. But if I take out the Town Hall, walk in slowly, go take out the Crusher Mortar, then I can go in for the fireball and a Rage Tower. And now this side's already funneled out. So it does take a little bit, and I am aware of that. It will be a little slower, but it does mean that my fireball or my Sui might end up being directly into the Rage Tower, which usually isn't something you like to, or I like to do. So a little interesting, but okay, we're actually doing fine right here. I was worried for a second that there was maybe burning on my healers from the Town Hall, but it wasn't enough, so we're fine. And at this point, I gotta, what do I want to fireball? I might just fireball this builder hut because it'd be too hard to get deep worrying about hitting something like the other side right here. I didn't want to end up going and hitting anything on this other side of the base. So I like this right here. I'm going to actually go in now with my Sui. There's the siege barracks. Okay, Baby Dragon to try and help out. Keep the siege barracks alive for longer. But we should be good here. The Warden, I think, will stay left, is my thought, no question. But we are going directly into a Spitter, which is never what I like to do, but I don't think I really have a choice right here. And the Giga Bomb, so definitely not an ideal Sui placement right here, but it is. Somebody actually asked me also in the last video what Sui meant. So if you are wondering, it does mean suicide, like Suicide Heroes is the idea. That's where they get the name Sui from. Makes sense because you're sending your heroes in to die. They just go on their own and die. That's why they call it a suicide. But yeah, suicide mission in a sense if you want to think of it like that. Warden's doing pretty well right here, but there is a lot of damage kind of coming up into the back end of this base. So I'm going to use the World Champion right here to help take it down, make it a little less, to make it easy. Right here, don't know if I really needed her once again, but always rather be safe than sorry. Queen's doing really well right here with the Yetis. Can't quite get a nice wall break for her, but this core is still looming large. Don't really have a plan in place to get there, which is not ideal, but I got some Rocket Loons trying to tank right here. There's a freeze on the Ricochet Cannon and the Minion Prince to try and let this triple Headhunter really go to work. They're doing well. She should go invisible from the Spirit Fox once again. Come on, that should happen anytime. Okay, there it is. Really nice. Going to take this out, and we're running a little low on time, but with all the cleanup I have on this top side, we shouldn't be in any kind of trouble. I'm going to invis right here. We should dive towards the core together. Nice rage right there, and that top side's fine, so it's all about getting this core in time. And because there's defenses, it's going to pull my Warden and World Champion there. And they should be able to finish this in 10 seconds. I mean, raged up. Come on. Invis the Skellies just to be safe. Don't distract, and there we go. Nice triple. A little sketchy. Maybe I could have tried that better, but nice 3-star. Okay, that one worked out well. We're playing 47 clan again. I think I hit them 3 times yesterday. Tripled them all, obviously, since I'm still crushing these bases on a nice streak. But this is, I think, an exact base that I have, actually. There's a sweeper bait right here. Yeah, I think it is. So I just like to fireball from the top side. There's no flinger on this base that I can set up. Maybe you... Actually, okay, hear me out right here. I got an idea. I got an interesting idea. Warden's going to walk for a bit, and he should be safe, so I'm going to let that do its thing. What I'm looking at right here is I think what the problem is, there should be a sweeper down here. Okay, I don't like all the Teslas, though. This is going to be a heavy investment, but I think it'll be really worth it. I'm going to invis right here. 5 Rocket Loons are going in. That's, like I said, a very heavy investment, but I think this can be easily worth it. There's a nice invis, 2, 3. Go for the Rage Tower. Okay, nice Fireball. Fireball lands, does its job. The Flinger is going to be set up right here for some incredible value. Just going to check for any skeleton spells. Actually, look at that one right there. So beautiful. Warden's still doing fine, zooming out nicely right there. Now I can go in to take this out. Honestly, I was hoping I could get the multi-arch and maybe the backside of that Fire Spitter with this Flinger. It looks like it might go to the Gear Tower multi and then die to the Minion Prince, but that's still okay. That's still phenomenal value. And we got down an Expo with this trick. So we got down an Expo as well as... 3 big defenses. If I do get the multi-inferno down, I'm not certain on that. So that's a pretty good overall exchange of that value. And on this one, we don't have to go directly into the rage compartment. We can kind of start on the side and work our way into it, which is how we like to do this right here. So there's the King, Queen, Headhunter, Valk. I tried to use the Headhunter to preserve the Ice Golem. It's going to die anyway, so maybe that was a bit of a waste since it was going to freeze up and allow me into that compartment. But I think a skeleton spell right here will go crazy. Okay, the Headhunter is actually not doing enough right here. Okay, no, we're fine. Nice, so we get the king down. Okay, there's actually just no way that's on my king already. How does it just target me instantly? Where did my skeleton spell go? I swear I put it down right there onto that monolith, but it's doing absolutely nothing. It's nowhere to be found. So I have no idea where my skeleton spell just went. Yeah, like I said, I swear I just put it down at 3 o'clock and it's not there. So maybe I clicked it somewhere else. Maybe it didn't go down at all. I don't know. But there's no ice golems in here. Okay, yeah, they are. I'm fighting them. I was going to say, where did they even go? But now we're looking to find right here. I'm actually going to go with the World Champion with the Warden because this Town Hall was taking a little too long to go down. I don't want to deal with it. Raging at my Queen right here. Town Hall, I didn't want to burn my healers is what I'm trying to say. It would have burned them on my Warden from the backside, so don't want to do that. There's the Queen ability. She's doing well under Rage. I'm actually just going to Rage her up again, mostly for the Giant, but also, I guess, for the World Champion. For the Queen itself, sorry. And, yeah, there's a nice 3-star. Pretty overkill. I mean, nice rage bases are always a good fireball, which should mean a triple as long as you don't make any mistakes. And yeah, that'll be a pretty nice one. And let's make sure we lock it out one attack at a time and continue, doing well. Okay, staying focused on the Elite Arabs clan here. This is a nice, whatever that's called, logo. I like the way that looks. Okay, we got air sweepers in the core. Obviously, some very nice fireball value. But I always like to check for a flinger because that just kind of cements the fact that this will be an overkill. I'm not seeing any, so I will have to play with the siege barracks. But I think I've done this base with a log launcher through one of the corners, so I'll probably do that again. But yeah, let's set up the fireball. I just go for the builder hut. Hit this base before, I swear. It was very similar, but I think it was actually the exact same one. But yeah, Warden comes down. If I hit the builder hut, not this one on the left, but the one next to the rage tower, I get the scatter shot and the rest of the compartment. I probably hit the expo as well, but I'm not going to risk missing any quakes. I'll just let my Warden go take that down. But yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to hit right here with probably 3 invis, to be honest. Just don't want to pull any Tesla. Nice, so we freeze right there. Means I don't have to pull any more Tesla. We set it up beautifully. There goes the whole compartment. Okay, I thought I maybe missed the scatter shot because I couldn't see where I was quaking. But yeah, like I said, we hit the expo, but I'm not worried about it. Probably going to pull a furnace right here. Okay, not before the booger died. Just a couple archers had come out in time. So there probably is a furnace, though. Probably Tesla over here. Sometimes I think last time I hit the space, I pulled the Tesla so I knew where they were so I could invis. But on this one, I didn't even want to pull them. I froze the booger. You noticed that. If I didn't freeze the booger, then maybe it could have triggered a Tesla. So as long as you freeze your boogers, you don't have to worry about kind of maybe the only worry about the sneezy, which is pulling Tesla when you're trying to fireball. So ice block helps with that. Right here, we're doing well. The multi-arch should be an easy task, but we will probably pull the furnace right here. Okay, there it is. Getting the poison spell down right on top of it. And yeah, at this point, I'm just setting up everything. The furnace can't go anywhere but my Warden or boogers at the worst, but definitely not my healers, which is always nice. And yeah, like I mentioned, I think I like this log launcher that goes through the crusher mortar, the expo, and everything right here. I'll Skelly because with 2 multi infernos on the back end, I don't know how much value it's really going to be able to get. I don't think I can actually get into anywhere with that skeleton spell. So beautiful log launchers hitting all 3 buildings plus opening up these walls, and yeah, just set up on the perfect angle right here. It's not even taking any damage from the crusher mortar thanks to the perfect skeleton spell. So this base is looking like it's not going to stand a chance, and something I haven't done in a while, but what you should do on these bases is that pull your Warden outside. I should have waited for the air defense to go down. I tried to, but Warden should one-tap it when he eventually goes in there. Not yet, though, and he's probably going to lose a healer or 2. In the meantime, okay, he gets it. Nice, but that's what you want to do is, push yourself into the core, and pull your Warden out of the core as well to not connect to your heroes. Because if he was right there, he's running into the king and queen. But since I knew they'd be diving in, you do that to avoid them connecting, and it's just magical. This one's looking like a crushing attack right here. I think I absolutely slammed this base. I'll be swagging the queen ability, 7 rocket loons, 2 spells, full royal champion. Like, this base is just gone. And I really hope you guys enjoy watching stuff about this army. I mean, if you haven't used it yourself, there's still a little bit in the season, so maybe you could learn it, but, do it in friendly challenges first. It can be tough to pick up, but, man, is it ever powerful. I'm going to pop this just to make sure we don't time fail, because we do not like time fails. No need for that to happen, but massive, massive swag and a lovely triple, and let's get in the last one. All right, double rage base for the final one. You know what time it is. Time to secure the 320, my favorite part of the video. And just like any other attack, though, we are going to try to treat this as much just like a single attack, which means go in, hit the rage tower, walk down the wing, and get the triple. And I'm going to do that one. Sometimes I go for the log launcher through 9 o'clock, but I really do think just the siege barracks always does better. Every time I've tested it, I still come up with the same results, that it's just better. So I'm going to stick to using it right here. There's a Tesla, and I like to funnel out this air defense, but I've found a couple times a Tesla next to it to stop maybe dragon players from sniping it out so easily. But on this one, I think I'll leave the mortar up, because if I just invis, okay, now that changes my plan of where I need to invis. But I was saying maybe I get both Teslas with these rocket loons, though. Okay, I actually don't, which stinks a little bit. Might try and get this last one down. I think it'll be helpful. So I got the invis set up right here with 1, 2, 3 to be safe. Fireball lands perfectly. I don't think I hit the Royal Champion, which sometimes is nice. I wish I did. But 2 rocket loons and a headhunter should take her down. I don't think pull the Warden, which is nice. Nice they don't. And yeah, we are already kind of funneling out this corner. Not going to be fast enough to direct the Warden if he was targeting it. You'd see right here, if he was closer, he would go to it. So just for in the future being certain he never goes back there. But there already was a black mine. I'm going to check for another maybe in here. Don't see it, so who knows? Maybe I'll keep my eye open, obviously, but so far nothing. Okay, now the furnace comes out. Nice again. It's on the Warden and Booger. Doesn't have an angle towards the healer, which is always good. And yeah, we're going to kind of start in right here. Going to funnel this out. That's not the mortar yet, I guess. There's the mortar now. And I'm in with the Sui. Okay, there the healers do take a black mine. I don't know how. I swear I was already checking that. But Warden's very weak. Okay, nice. The Booger actually took that. I was a little worried he might go down right there. Sui's doing its thing. Not quite funneled on it yet. But we're still looking pretty good right here. There's a Rage because I won't have anything as far as Invis Freeze to keep me alive on this mono. So I need to make sure my Warden's under Rage. But now that... Oh, I do have a Freeze actually. But now that he's kind of being... distracted by this tornado, I was a little worried. I'm going to freeze right here. The Rage should be able to pick me up. Nice. The little split second I gave myself there under freeze was enough to heal up in time because the healers do so good. So, yeah, just really important right there. And this one, once again, sometimes these do come close. You see right here, the Warden probably going to lose his healers. So in that case, I'll rage up my Druids and Queen because they're going to get a lot of value. There's the Royal Champion. Nice. That air defense goes down, so I'll start funneling this side. That air defense goes down, start funneling this side, and that's how you avoid time fails, is quickly going in with your cleanup troops, because like right here, right, we're about to hit 30 seconds, and, it might be too late. This one wouldn't, but if anybody who's time failed, you know the pit in your stomach when you look at the clock and you're like, oh, shoot. Like, if you get that feeling that you might, usually means you do. So, yeah, you don't want that feeling. Trust me, it's awful. But there's a nice 320. I really hope you guys enjoy watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.